Alright. Make sure everything's good. Live-wise. Alright, so everything is good there. Clear all this shit. That's clear. Cool. 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 Just want to see if I can pop something up really quick. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Alright, should be good. I'm posting here. Alright. So DraftKings is, I don't think much has really changed. Kamara out. Fournette in, Swift in. Ingram expected to play. Like, doesn't really change much. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's ownership went up from yesterday. The news to Colts wide receivers being out. Also with the Colts, like if we go, you get the Colts here, like Paris Campbell will play now at 3,700. Doolin definitely a play at 3,200. He had like 6 targets and minimal carries last week. Like, that's, or not carries, routes. That's huge. I mean, still waiting on Tampa Bay news for receivers. Obviously, Chris Godwin's been out, but we're still waiting on Julio news. If he's out, that's kind of interesting because if we go to the Tampa Bay game, like Russell Gage is also questionable. He's 4,800. But if not, like, I mean, Rashard Perriman's here, 3,200. Scotty Miller, like, some of these guys are playable in tournaments. So, interested to see of what comes out of that. Like, Evans is expected to play, and I don't doubt that. You can see the prices. Huge difference. Shows both teams. And bucks, there we go. So they have Russell Gage $400 more expensive on Fanduel, which is interesting. Like, I don't know if they accounted for Julio being out, but it is there. Kadarius Toney in. I don't think that really changes anything. But yeah, Scotty Miller, Rashard Perriman. Like, there's some names that could be out for that game, so I think that's interesting. I don't think, like, tight end. Like, Kittle's out, which means that Dwelly and Croft are playable now in tournaments. What's up, Alec? But I mean, like, do you really want to play them in a tournament? Like, they're still more expensive than Juwan Johnson, which is crazy. It's the same thing for Granson, too. Like, I think Granson's like 26. Yeah, he's like 2,600. That's crazy that they're that high. Like, I'm assuming they price for Kittle to be out, and that's why, like, they're that much. Like, it makes no sense that they get 1.9, 2.1 points last week, and like they're more expensive than Granson's tied, but Juwan Johnson's down there at 2,500, and you're telling me like they're the same price? That just doesn't make any sense. I know some people are on Isaiah Likely at 2,500. I don't think he's worth anything really right now. I do like him like season long, and I think if anything happens to Andrews, he's gonna fill in pretty good. But for right now, I'm not gonna go anywhere near that. Defenses, like playing the Rams defense might be a really, really good play today. Like you look at what they did last week, it's really good. 2 sacks, 2 picks, 2 fumbles. They give up 31 points and they still get 9 fantasy points on a showdown game, like a primetime game. Like that's crazy. They get to play Atlanta. Like it's a very good matchup. Same thing for the 49ers. Like I'm okay with paying up for defenses in tournament. Like even for cash, if you can get there, I don't think you go away from the Bengals at all in cash though. Like Bengals have to be your cash play. Like with who you're playing today, like it's crazy. I don't think like T. Higgins is in, which is good. He's 5,900. What do they got him at? Not the Cowboys, Bengals. Like 7,000 on Fanduel. I think that's way above what I'd like to pay for him. Like on DraftKings, Tyler Boyd's got a pretty good matchup, but he's 54. Like there's no point of getting away from T. Higgins if you want like a Cincinnati receiver that's not Jamar Chase for whatever reason. But I mean, I really like Ayuk today. Debo I really, really like a lot. Like that's probably one of the plays that could win somebody today's slate. But he's 8K, like that's crazy for FanDuel. Ayuk's 5,700. Fuck Taysom Hill, Brock. Like you just asked me about Taysom Hill. Like he's gonna score all the touchdowns for New Orleans. Just watch it happen. Like Jameis isn't gonna get anything. They're gonna go back to using Taysom Hill for all their red zone work. It's just gonna happen. Like Catford's a good play. Saquon's a good play. Like the running back, you can honestly play both running backs and it wouldn't be bad in this matchup. Like the receiver matchup is just terrible. Like playing quarterbacks, anything other than Christian McCaffrey and Barkley are just scary. Scary for me. Like I don't think I have any ownership of Jones or Mayfield. Cooper Rush season. I mean, like he's 6,100 there. He's 5,000. Like he would have to be a little cheaper for me to like get some honest ownership. Like he was. It's not the greatest matchup either. Like since he's got a pretty good defensive line, like they have a pretty good box. So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, for what? Starting quarterbacks, he's like Trubisky's there at 5,000. Fucking Taysom Hill's at quarterback. That's just fucking ridiculous. Flacco's at 51. Jones is at 51. He should be cheaper, like 4,800, somewhere around there, for me to want to play him in anything, but 61. I think that's. Would that be on quarterbacks? Like he's got to be the cheapest on FanDuel, right? I think. Yeah, by far. It's like who's there above him? Geno at 63. Like FanDuel, it's not that bad. Yeah, Kamara's officially out now. FanDuel is not that bad. Like, if you get him in tournaments on FanDuel, like, it's a pretty good discount. Like, what could you even do with that? Say you had him in there. There you go, defense. Let's say we pay up for the Rams. 7,000. That's crazy. Let's plug some of this in and see what a Cooper Rush line would look like. Obviously, you want Devontae in there. If you're playing Cooper Rush, you're going CD. Let's get the running backs. Let's put Mixon, Javonte, 59. Let's put A-Rob. We get 62 for a flex. Taysom Hill, Darrell Henderson, like a Ram stack. All right, let's take Higbee out. Let's put Logan Thomas there. 5,200. Yeah, like that's that's so stupid. Like, everything else is good. Like, even CD. I think CD can honestly have a really good game just because he's going to get targeted. And Cooper Rush has more than just an instant to prepare and kind of... Like, CD got so disrespected last week against Tampa Bay. Like, so disrespected. 11 targets, and I'm pretty sure, like, 6 of them weren't even catchable or anything like that. Like, nothing on CD. That's just Cooper Rush and Dak just not being able to connect to your number one receiver. Yeah, I don't know. So, it's like some other quarterbacks that we can go for. Trey Lance being 70, like, this is what makes no sense. So they have Garoppolo there. It's 7,500 too. That's a huge, like, what is, they have 5,200. Like, there's difference. So, like, what could you do? Let's do a DraftKings one. Let's see, like, what I would want. So, and for the sake of it, let's say, thinking 49ers, Rams. I'll go Rams. Go Rams, so we'll go the most expensive defense, 5,800. Put Gibson in this one. He's cheaper than Javonte on this site. Obviously going to want... Let's go different. Let's go Jeff Wilson, since we don't have, like, Trey Lance or anybody. Obviously want Devontae. Like Marquise Brown in that. I like Jerry Jeudy in that. 46 for tight end. We could pay down. I like Evan Ingram this week, so 36. We get a flex. I think we can put... Like, you can go Darrell Henderson or Christian Kirk, and I don't think either one's bad. Like, Henderson in there. That's not bad. Christian Kirk in there. But you have Ingram and Kirk, so, like, you probably want to go Henderson. Like, that's a Cooper Rush. Thoughts on Baker? I don't love it. I don't know. Like, I think the Giants have a pretty decent secondary. I think Baker, the only way Baker gets honestly a lot of points, like we find him here, 53. Like, the honestly, the only way that Baker gets any points is if he gets Christian McCaffrey points, basically. So if he's getting, like, targets from McCaffrey gets a reception touchdown, that's the only way I see Baker Mayfield having, like, a really good game. I know he has the connection of Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore is there, but I feel like this game is going to be an under game. Honestly, I think it's going to be a shit show. Like, the Giants won against the Titans. Carolina honestly should have won against the Browns, but I feel like it's still going to be a shit show. Like, Baker's playing really good because that's his former team. I wouldn't even say really good. I'd say good. But, like, the Giants were playing the Titans. They wanted to make a statement there, too. I don't know. I have the under on this game. If I'm betting, like, I'm betting the under. Like, where's he at in Fanduel? FanDuel, he's 7,000. Like, he's not... I wouldn't play him on FanDuel at all. Like, DraftKings, he's playable because, like, the only quarterbacks that I take under him is Trevor Lawrence. I think that's it. Like, I wouldn't touch anybody else, but FanDuel, you get Lawrence, you get Tua, you get Matt Ryan, you get Jared Goff. Like, those are guys I'd play because they have a better matchup than Baker, honestly. Yeah, he's... Like I said, DraftKings, he's more playable to me than FanDuel. Because, like, Trevor Lawrence is the only other quarterback down there if you're playing him in a tournament. But, like, I'd probably take Trevor Lawrence against the Colts. Because, say the Colts do score and, like, they're able to drive, Trevor Lawrence is going to be throwing the ball a lot. Stephon Gilmore's banged up, and Moore didn't look good at all last week, so... Yeah. Like, Tua against Baltimore. I'm interested to see. I think this is like a huge game for Tua, honestly. Like 5,600. So let's make a Tua line. And let's put Tyreek Hill in there automatically. So we go cheap. Let's go Bengals defense on this one. Let's get the throwback and go Mark Andrews to kind of go with that. Let's do Javonte. Let's go cheap running backs in this one and see what we could do. So we got Darrell Henderson. Let's find Jeff Wilson. Did I pass him? There he is. So we got 5,700 to get two other wide receivers, and there's two guys I like in that price range. It's Christian Kirk, Jerry Jeudy. But if you were to pay down, say you wanted Devontae, you can't get Devontae. Debo? You can get Debo. You can put Debo in there and then get one of the cheaper wide receivers. Like Greg Dortch is there. Doolin's down there at 32. Yeah, it's not bad. Derek Carr is being, like, I think DraftKings has Derek Carr priced right. I don't know. Do a Jared Goff. So let's get Jared Goff. We're getting Jared Goff. We want Amon-Ra in there. We got both of them. Let's get a Washington guy in there. So I'm thinking Dotson, Samuel. I don't know. Let's say Samuel. He got running back work. Let's just put him in there. Running back. Let's get McCaffrey. I haven't done really a McCaffrey one. Let's just see how that goes. There's not a lot of running backs that I like down here. Let's do Chase Edmonds. Wide receiver, we're going to pay down this time. Let's put Doolin in there. We're going to get our defense. Let's go 49ers. Tight end. This time let's go Higbee. Flex. We get Jamar Chase. So something like that. Like, I don't even love that, to be honest. Like, you get Chase against Dallas, which is good, and Higbee against Atlanta, which is good. You get Doolin to balance it out with the prices on Fanduel. Okay, I'll go to Fanduel. 67. So yeah, let's do that. Let's find Amon-Ra. 6,900. I still want to get a Washington guy in there. 200 difference between Samuel. How much are the 46, 42? So let's get Dotson in this one. Our defense. Let's go to all games. Kind of see that. Julio expected to be out. Gage should be good to go. That's interesting. Oh. So now I want to play Mike Evans. That's my thing. Now I want to play Mike Evans. 83 on FanDuel. Like, what is he on DraftKings? 68. So, you're paying... You get Tyreek, Debo, and Lamb are cheaper than Evans on FanDuel. But on DraftKings... Yeah, Mike Evans has been shit against them. Like, who do you go? Do you go Russell Gage? I think, where is he at? Like, is the Saints... How much is the Saints defense? 2,400? That's... Their defense is worth a play now. Like, put that in there. Russell Gage at 48. He's questionable. I don't know. I feel like Scotty Miller. It's like they played Perriman, right? Perriman's questionable. Gage is questionable. Evans is questionable. Is like Scotty Miller the low-key sneak play there? I wouldn't say so because like they have Tyrann Mathieu, so I wouldn't. I don't know. I wouldn't expect a lot to get deep on them. All right, let's put Russell Gage in. Let's do. Who should we do this time? Let's go Stafford. Let's go Stafford without Henderson. So if we're doing Stafford without Henderson, we want Wilson in there. I'm gonna put. What should we do for running back? Let's go Saquon. Well, high stone running backs. Wide receiver. Allen Robinson's down there at 5,500. That opens up a lot. Tight end. I'm going to do one without Devontae. It's a bad idea. We'll put Waller in there to kind of balance that out. And then we get 6,500. Christian Kirk, 7,300. And we get Mixon. Or let's go away from that. Since we don't have Henderson and only have Robinson, let's put Tyler Higbee in there. We got 1,500. We can upgrade Wilson to Javonte. We got Stafford, Williams, Barkley, Gage, That's kind of... It's putting a lot of hope into Robinson and Gage doing something like that. So Evans, Gage, Tristan Wirfs, Perriman, all cleared. So I'd say Scotty Miller is the odd man out as far as getting on the field. That's what I would say. Najee Harris 6,200 against New England. Like, it's a bad matchup. How much is New England's defense? They're 2,900 against Pittsburgh. I don't know if I like that at all. Who's Tampa? What do they have for prices for Tampa Bay? Cameron Brate is 3,900. That's crazy. Like, what did Pitts do against them last week? 3.9 against the Saints. I don't think they really targeted them. I think Conklin's interesting now. Like, he's... seven targets, 4 receptions for 16 yards and a fumble. He gets a touchdown. No, that's not bad. 3,400. I'd be interested on a Colts, but they just... I don't know. Don't know about that. Ayuk is cheap. Allen Robinson cheap. Renfro cheap. Renfro's really cheap on Fanduel. He's 5,500 on DraftKings. Fanduel being 5,600 is crazy. Fanduel prices are typically higher than DraftKings just because you get the extra salary. Like, just making a Cooper Rush tournament play is just crazy. Like, let's say you pay down Jacksonville 7,200. That's so crazy. $7,600. So, say I go, let's go and get like all my favorites. What does that look like when it's done? Taylor, Barkley, Adams, Henderson. Oh, that's so ugly. That's so ugly. Like, I don't get how New Orleans has a worse matchup than San Fran, and maybe it's because San Fran goes with different running backs, but like, how is Mark Ingram 5,700? I don't get it. Like, you would think Jeff Wilson against Seattle would be more than Mark Ingram against Tampa Bay. Like, that's a terrible matchup for Ingram, but like, Jesus. Yeah. They even have Algier on here anymore. 46. They went Avery Williams. Maybe Algier starts to get used more. Maybe. I doubt it. 57, 56. Skoronik there at 33. 6 targets. That's crazy. Juwan Jennings, 34. Ayuk, like... Reynolds, 37. DJ Chark, 51. I like the wide receiver pricing on DraftKings for New Orleans. Tre'Quan Smith, questionable, but, I mean, I think Hardy, Callaway would be the guys. I don't know. I want to see what that offense looks like when they start passing the ball. You're just so discounted on DraftKings with wide receivers now. Like, there's so many cheap plays. Yeah. Baltimore, Bateman's 55, Duvernay 43, Robinson 33. Jacoby Myers, really good play at 4,400 though. It's an interesting tournament play there. Cash play too. Wouldn't love him in cash, but Pickens 36. Get a discount on Peoples Jones. Garrett Wilson 4,400. That's crazy. Alright. I think I'm going to end it there. Did some good talking points. Not too many people joined, so it can go as long as I'd like it to, but we'll just end it there. Hopefully everyone has a good day in betting and DFS, fantasy, all that stuff. So, yeah. It'll be a good one. Alright, guys. Enjoy.